I gotta tell you something right now, so get in your seat and now take a bow. Cause we gotta go and start the flick off to the shelf to pick. Oh, we have a show to put on your screen. Trust me now, cause my work's pristine. It's time to critique a classic movie. Let's have some fun and make it groovy. It's movie criticisms of movies, yeah. I said 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 it's. Hello everyone, Evan&AudreyS here, and welcome to Movie Critisims. In today's episode, we will be taking a look at iconic filmmaker Martin Scorsese's new Western crime drama film, Killers of the Flower Moon. As said earlier, Killers of the Flower Moon is a new Western crime movie directed by Martin Scorsese. Based off of a true story that historically happened right after World War I, the film tells the true story of the Osage Indian murders through the lens of their supposed perpetrator, Ernest Burkhart, portrayed by Leonardo DiCaprio, as he is soon to lose everything to the law as the murders begin to get worse and worse. Before I begin this review, I must make two things clear to all of you before I start. A, I barely know anything about the historical context, the background of this film's story, and B, this review has no discriminatory intentions at all. So if I say something that you think is somewhat racist, or you interpret me as an awful person, then please trust me with this, that there is no ill will intended at all with this review. Understood? Well then, let's begin. Depending on who is watching this movie, Killers of the Flower Moon may break some people emotionally. It is quite a depressing story, as expected from this kind of historical film. So the more sensitive people, they may not like watching this film and may want to stay away from it. Now, this film is approximately 3 hours and 27 minutes long in runtime. Now, so do I think that runtime is justified here? Well, while the film does drag on in some places, I think that the film needed to be this long so it can have enough time to flesh out its characters and display the history most accurately and clearly. The movie also does a pretty decent job of its mystery aspect of its story. Sure, the culprit is kind of obvious at first. However, because so much trouble happens and misdirection in this film happens, you kind of forget who the culprit is eventually when you get into it. So kudos to Scorsese's direction here. I'm going to give 5 points to this movie's content. Ernest Burkhart may not be the most likable in this film, but I think that was intentional. Killers is really good at slowly drip-feeding Burkhart's aggressive and unstable side throughout the film. Because of this, it's easy to buy that he could be one of the killers. Ernest's manipulative uncle, William King Hale, does a pretty darn good job, a solid job, of keeping his nephew under his thumb. He does genuinely and effectively come across as caring and supportive, but at the same time, you can tell that there's something a bit off about him and kind of shady. So it will make sense of what happens later on. So again, kudos to Scorsese for creating a solid gray side character. Ernest's wife Molly, however, is where my issues with this film officially start. Yeah, the film does a pretty decent job, but more than just decent, good job of accurately portraying an Osage wife woman through her, as she's quite quiet and very religious. But at the same time, I feel as if she could have actually been written as an actual character, with actual personality, traits, and motivations and goals. Instead, she just comes across as kind of a damsel in distress, sort of, for a protagonist to try and save. I find that a little kind of insulting and offensive to native culture. A little more representation would have been nice. I'm going to give 4 points to the characters of this movie. As expected from a modern filmmaking legend, the cinematography in Killers is outstanding. It has very creative uses of camera work and transitioning, and everything looks sharp, beautiful, and full of depth in many places. However, I cannot give cinematography a full 5 points here because I have one minor issue with it. You see, in one shot and one scene of the movie, there basically that shot we slowly start to see the horizontal lines on this big screen. For a moment, I thought the movie was going to use that as some kind of creative transition to, say, a CRT TV screen, but it doesn't. This shows some kind of technical difficulty in the long run. So I think they could have done a slightly better job of editing in post-production and check that mistake. Aside from that, I'm going to give the cinematography 4 points. The acting in Killers is immaculate. My personal favorite performance comes from Robert De Niro as William King Hale. Much like his character, De Niro is spectacular at being both supportive and kind of grandfatherly, but also a little sleazy and shady at the same time. It really helps to buy into the possible fact that he could be the killer. Leonardo DiCaprio is also very good in his role as Ernest Burkhart. He can be a little shady, much like De Niro, but he can also be quite raw and sincere and honest. It's a really solid performance, so good for him. I think the cherry on top, though, is how well he performs a southern accent. He probably does it even better than me. Hi there, I'm Evan J. Sims. Whatever. Lastly, there is Lily Gladstone as Molly Burkhart. As much as I found her character to be pretty bland and flat, I cannot deny that Gladstone is incredible in this role. Much like her co-stars, she is honest, raw, and emotional. The acting gets 5 points. The musical score, which was composed by the late Robbie Robertson, is very, very rarely used in this film at all. So understandably, I found it very difficult to give this category a proper number of points. Yeah, it does seem kind of weird that the music isn't very well utilized in the film much. But at the same time, I have to be honest and admit that at the very least, it's not a big focus here, so it may not matter that much. So I'm going to give 4 points to this film's music. In conclusion, I definitely get why critics lauded Killers of the Flower Moon. It's raw, emotional, and effectively disturbing. However, it's a slight Achilles heel comes from the character of Molly Burkhart, who I believe could have been given an actual character and personality and traits, and it does seem kind of offensive to Native American culture that could have needed some more representation in this film. Still, I highly recommend this movie, and I definitely recommend seeing it in the big screen. But just be aware that this is not going to be an easy film for everyone to watch, as it is quite unsettling. It's kind of toe to toe with 12 Years a Slave. Killers of the Flower Moon has received a total of 22 points out of 25, earning it an A-. So, have you seen Killers of the Flower Moon? If not, do you want to or not, and why? Feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Also, what is your favorite Martin Scorsese film? Also tell me in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this review video, then feel free to like, subscribe, and or share. Okay, boys, could you... Ah! Well, that was quick.
Of course, Master Evan.
Yeah, we get the routine now. Great. So, what is the next
What
film?
is the next film? We know.
I know. You know. So, what is it then?
Oh, we'll be right.
You'll be right back? I know, you know.
Oh, Gamma, your head is on fire. Let me put it out.
Beta, I'm fine. Could you please get off of me?
Oh, okay.
Oh, right, the next movie, we'll be right back. Gamma, what is the deal with that wand? Well, Master Evan, would you like to make a wish? What the... Oh, I get it. Well, folks, I guess next month on Movie Criticisms, I'll be talking about Disney's newest animated feature film, Wish. I'm Evan J. Sims, and these are the Updogs, signing out. Peace.
Peace.
Look, Supreme Leader, Mr. Sims is trying to rebel against us.
Yeah, what do we do about it? Huh?
What? What?
What are you doing?
Fools! Get your reinforcements and find Mr. Sims! No!
Okay, we're on it, Supreme Leader. Come on, Lieutenant. Let's go.